Am I the asshole for talking to a girl in Swedish who claimed she spoke it? I am Swedish and have lived in the US for about 5 years. Met my girlfriend 3 years ago and hit it off immediately. Last week, we celebrated her birthday and she had, like usual, invited friends to the party. One of them, we can call her Linda. The evening was going well. We had talks, game, and fun. My girlfriend and Linda spoke about some new acquaintance from Germany or something, and Linda reached out aid, saying she had Swedish heritage and was really proud because she spoke the language fluently because her mormor, grandma in Swedish, mom's sida, taught her. Well, you can imagine I was thrilled since the only times I get to speak Swedish now is on the phone and online in chats with friends. So I proclaimed, Bald dang fang ching zu snacka lit fangja om du har lust. Langi sadan jag fick prata svenska med nagun aitapreggers. Which means, yeah, I thought we could talk a little in Swedish. She then said, Jag Linda nam har du mar, which made it obvious that she knew a few words, but definitely not a conversational level. She said, Jag Linda nam hur dar mar, which, while understandable, is not correct Swedish. The correct sentence would be Jag heter Linda, har mudar, for my name is Linda, how are you? The rest of the night was tense, to say the least. She kept looking at me like I had ruined her plan and made her the villain. I don't even care if she could speak it or not. I just wanted to talk to someone. The evening went by and they all left. The next day, after my girlfriend had a talk with her, she explained that Linda was really mad at me for embarrassing her in front of everybody. I told my girlfriend that I did in no way do that, since all I did was ask her if she wanted to talk to me. And then I repeat myself since I thought she didn't hear me the first time. I thought she just hadn't activated her ear for other languages, which happens to me all the time. I just get as surprised and miss out on what is said if someone suddenly speaks in another language that I understand. So now I'm the bad guy, apparently. What do you think? Am I the asshole for talking to a girl in Swedish who claimed Am I the asshole for replying, absolutely effing not, when I was asked to consider being an organ donor? I, 25 female, moved back in with my mother during the pandemic to help her with something. I'm in the process of finding my own place now that she's better, but still live with her right now. But I must emphasize that I didn't move in because of financial hardship, and she needed me more than I needed her. Mom, 56 female, has a friend, Mel, 45 female, with a chronic disease. Mel and I have never got along. Not since the first time we met when she showed up to my mom's house dating a man half her age and I asked if he was her son. Then she forced my mom to make me apologize to her in public. Mel is a deeply insecure woman who pretty much has no friends other than my mother. Mel is always bugging my mom to throw her parties, trying to get my mom to drive her places when she's not feeling well, and trying to invite herself over to my mom's place because she's lonely. I don't like Mel and I avoid her. I avoided her when I was younger, didn't even pay any mind to her when I became an adult and moved out. But unfortunately, since I'm with my mom, she's also back in my life. Still, the only times I really hear about Mel is when my mom is done talking to her over the phone and then she whines to me about how draining it is to listen to Mel's problems. It was quite a surprise to me when I came home from a day out to find Mel in my mom's house sobbing. Before I could ask what's up, Mom told me that Mel's chronic disease has progressed to the point where she may need new organs. I get it, that's rough. But I don't begrudge Mel for coming to my mom for support, even if I personally didn't want to host her. But without skipping a beat, Mel asked if I could get tested to see if I could donate an organ to her. And just as quickly as Mel said that to me, I loudly responded, "Absolutely effing not." Mom yelled at me, Mel started crying, and I just turned right around and left. I got home later in the day and my mom was fuming at me and said I owed Mel an apology. I told my mom that asking for one of my effing organs is more invasive than asking to F me. Mom explains that Mel is very distraught by the news and I should cut her some slack. And I said that I cut her slack by leaving and giving her space, but owed her no apology. Am I the asshole here? Am I the asshole for admitting my pregnancy at a baby's funeral? This story involves a miscarriage, which I know is a sensitive topic, so a heads up if you find this topic difficult. I, 32 female, am now 8 weeks pregnant with my third child. Nearly 2 weeks ago, my sister, 34 female, went into labor at 30 weeks and her little boy unfortunately didn't make it. It was understandably really traumatic and she has been inconsolable. It was made worse by the fact that it took her 4 years to conceive. I found out I was pregnant at 6 weeks and 3 days, a couple of days after my sister miscarried. I figured it was best not to tell her as it was too soon and it would put salt in the already gaping wound. My family does know that we were trying. My morning sickness was starting to act up in a couple of days leading up to the funeral, but I never considered canceling as I needed to support my sister at this time. The service went according to plan, but problems started happening at the wake, which compromised the entirety of both my sister and brother-in-law's families and some friends at my brother-in-law's parents' house. My excuse for not drinking was easy as I'm teetotal without being pregnant. But it got difficult when my nausea hit. I excused myself to the bathroom where I promptly threw up. My brother's wife, who is one of my best friends, followed me up. She straight up said, "You're pregnant, aren't you?" I responded, "Yes, but don't tell anyone. Today is about making sis and brother-in-law comfortable." My sister-in-law congratulated me and said she understood. Unbeknownst to me, my brother-in-law's teenage sister was in her bedroom next to the bathroom instead of with the family and proceeded to spread the news around the wake before I managed to get downstairs. My sister confronted me crying, asking if it was true. I said yes, but I didn't mean for it to find out like this. She screamed that I could conceive easier than a effing rabbit. I admit this is true and something that I know has caused a bit of pain as my other kids are 2 and 9 months. And I was flaunting my pregnancy while she suffered. It ended with her retreating to the bedroom and just screaming. It was awful. Everyone thinks I'm the a-hole, except my husband and sister-in-law. My brother-in-law is refusing to look me in the eyes, even after I explain the situation. He says I should have known that my sister was in her room. My mom said I could have easily said to my sister-in-law that I caught a bug from one of my daughters, but I believe brother-in-law's sister would have spread rumors anyways. So I have to ask, am I the asshole in this situation?